I tend to give the scenario of what would possibly happen should you come to the track meet. It's your first time seeing the track as it is. It's the first time seeing so many persons you're going to be taking instructions from that you don't know, seeing the wide open space as compared to school. Because most schools, you would know, when a track is marked, it is mostly a 200-meter track. So having to run now 400 meters for the end. At school, you may pace yourself for our first 200 meters and then push for a second. But here, it is one lap. That's one dynamic. The other dynamic is that some schools did not come in one uniform pants and shirt, so to speak. So, like one school in particular, they would have come in their house colors. And actually in that relay, one person wore a red jersey, one a yellow, one a blue, one a green. So even if you were color coordinated to say pass to the person in your color jersey, it didn't happen. So if you had two persons wearing green and they were passing and just looking at the particular color, then they would have passed to the wrong person. So these are the kind of things that we tell teachers all the time. Expose the children to competition and all of the factors that could possibly take place. Let the children know who their teammates are. Let them know what their names are. If you're running a particular leg, first leg, John, you pass to James. Look for James at the line. You know, things like these, they're simple things. They're not too complex in terms of the instruction, and it helps things to flow. Now, we would have done some damage control in terms of that, because as you said, today was the second day it happened. Yesterday we had about 4 schools wearing blue.
Approximately it was a 6, because we counted.
Right, so we had many schools wearing blue yesterday. Yesterday was the blue zone. So it was a bit chaotic where that was concerned. We had a similar issue for this morning zone, that being the Patsy Calendar zone. But things ran smoothly here now. For the Overdaddy Thompson zone, we can see distinct differences in the track uniforms of the schools being represented here. So it made the flow much easier. And I think too that schools are watching the streams, they're listening to the radio and the commentary. So they have an idea of what can possibly come their day. So I think this zone was definitely prepared, and we wait to see what happens tomorrow for the Ryan Brathwaite zone and the Freedom Nichols zone.
And certainly a suggestion was made about color coding the numbers. Any possibility of something like that?
Well, actually, because this event was more a participative event rather than competition, some schools actually indicated to us if it is possible for the NAPSAT Executive Committee to host a meet like this in the 3rd term after the exams, we can possibly change the distance. There were some suggestions about shortening the distance. We could possibly have a 4x4 festival. Everyone runs 1 lap. Okay, so we are looking at possibly doing that for next year should we decide to do this in the 3rd term as well. But in terms of the color coding, some schools have already decided. We had Good Shepherd, for example, yesterday. When they realized similar colors, they had their sun sleeves, and they put all the sun sleeves on the same hand. So when they saw their teammate with the sleeve, they know that was their teammate. So certain identifiers schools would tend to use.
Julian, just stick a pin in it there. Let me let the guys describe the start of this 4x6, and then I'll come back with my final question. Very big possibility you may go back to the normal knapsack next year. But suggestions, as you said, were made about doing a relay festival or something like that. I myself think that can work, but I want to find out from you as the director of the championships, is this something that you yourself will be looking to put forward to the Ministry of Education or whatever, you know, to get permission to host a meet like that?
Well, to be honest with you, Ricky, I believe that sports has a place in any society. And NAPSAT, these events are the foundation of what is track and field in Barbados. The more opportunities we get for these athletes to shine, to be exposed, to have meaningful experiences, these are things that we are definitely going to push. So as I said, hopefully we go back to what is the regular knapsack in 2023 in the second term, and hopefully in the third term, once we have sponsorship and they agree to it, and also obviously the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, once they accept it, then we can very well possibly have this in term 3.
Well, that was the voice of Julian Pierre, the director of the championships here at Naspac 2022 distance relays. Guys, it's back over to you.